After the publication of Noli Me Tangere, Rizal planned to visit the important places in Europe, and Dr. Maximo Viola agreed to be his traveling companion. Rizal had received Pasianos remittance of 1,000, which was forwarded by Juan Luna from Paris. Rizal then immediately paid Viola the sum of 300, which latter kindly loaned so that Noli could be printed. The tour begins at dawn of May 11, 1887. Rizal and Viola, two brown-skinned doctors, on a roaming spree. They left Berlin by train. Their next destination was Dresden, one of the best cities in Germany. In Dresden, they visited the Dr. Adolf B. Meyer, the director of Zoological, Anthropological, and Ethnographic Museum in Dresden. While wandering around, Rizal saw and was deeply impressed by the painting Prometheus Bound, an oil painting by Peter Paul Rubens, a Flemish baroque artist from Antwerp. Prometheus Bound is an ancient Greek tragedy. While in Dresden, they also meet Dr. Fyodor Jagor, a German ethnologist, naturalist, and explorer who traveled throughout Asia, and the author of the book Travels in the Philippines, the book Rizal admired. After day wandering from various sites, they plan to visit Leyte Meritz, Bohemia, to see Blumentritt. First meeting with Blumentritt at 1:30 p.m. of May 13, 1887, the train Rizal and Viola board arrived at the railroad station of the Leyte Meritz, Bohemia. Blumentritt was carrying a pencil sketch of Rizal which the latter had previously sent him, so that he could identify his Filipino friend and warmly receive Rizal and Viola.
Rizal and Blumentritt met in person and greeted each other in fluent German. Blumentritt loved Rizal as his son because of his talents. Dr. Ferdinand Blumentritt helped two tourists get a room at Hotel Krebs and stay there in Blumentritt from May 17, 1887.
On May 14, 1887, Rizal had beautiful memories of his visit to Litmeritz. He enjoyed the warm hospitality of Blumentritt family. The professor's wife Rosa was a good cook, as she prepared special Austrian dishes which Rizal liked very much. His children were Dolores, called Dora or Dorita by Rizal, Conrad, and Fritz. Blumentritt then shows the historical places in Limitritz. After that, Blumentritt invited them to a beer garden, where they meet the burgomaster. The burgomaster was amazed and great admiration to Rizal because he can speak German fluently.
On May 15, Blumentritt introduced them to Dr. Sipilak, a scientist of Europe, and Professor Robert Kloschak, an eminent naturalist, and there they were having a nice conversation.
On May 16 at 9:45 p.m., Rizal and Viola left Limitritz by train. Blumentritt and his family were at the train station to see them off, and their next destination is Prague.
In Prague, after Letmeritz, Rizal and Viola visited the historic place of Prague. They carried letters of recommendation from Blumentritt to Dr. Welcome, the professor of natural history in the University of Prague. The good professor and his charming wife and daughters welcomed them and showed them the city's historic spots. According to Viola, nothing important happened in this city. On May 20, Rizal and Viola arrived in the beautiful place of Vienna, capital of Austria-Hungary, famous in song and story. This city fascinated Rizal because of its beautiful buildings, religious images, hunting waltzes, and majestic charm. Vienna was truly the queen of the Danube.
Then they meet Narfenfels, one of the greatest novelists in Europe. Rizal and Viola stayed in Hotel Metropole and they visited churches, museums, art galleries, theaters, and public parks. And eventually they met the friend of Blumentritt, Massner and Nordman. And after their visit, they left on Vienna on May 25, 1887. On the Novian voyage to Linz on May 25, 1887, Rizal and Viola left Vienna on a riverboat to see the beautiful sights of the Danube River, which they saw the famous river, the Danube River. Rizal noticed that passengers on riverboats used paper napkin, which was novelty to him. Viola said paper napkins more hygienic and economical than cloth napkin. From Linz, their next destination is Renfell. They traveled to Salzburg, then Munich. After that, they went to Nuremberg, one of the oldest cities in Germany. They also visited the Ulm, the cathedral of this city, the largest and tallest in all Germany. Next, they went to Stuttgart, Baden, and then Renfell. They saw the waterfall, the most beautiful waterfall in Europe. After their travels, they planned to cross the frontier to Switzerland. They crossed the frontier to Schaffhausen, Switzerland, and stayed in this city from July 2 and 3, 1887, and continued their tour to Basel, Bern, and Lausanne. They eventually reached Geneva. Rizal and Viola left on a little boat, went to foggy Leman Lake to Geneva, the beautiful city in Europe. Rizal conversed with them in three languages: French, German, and Italian. In June 1987, Rizal treated Viola in his 26th birthday. In June 23, 1887, Rizal and Viola parted ways, and Viola returned to Barcelona while Rizal continued his tour in Italy. Rizal continued his travels in Italy and visited various places like Turin, Milan, Venice, and Florence. On June 27, 1887, he then reached Rome, the so-called city of Caesar. He was thrilled by the sights and memories of Eternal City, describing to Blumentritt the grandeur that was Rome. On June 29th, feast day of St. Peter and St. Paul, he visited Vatican, city of popes, and then the capital of Christendom. After that, Rizal came back to his hotel and wrote to Blumentritt, "I am tired as a dog, but I will sleep as a god." After a wonderful sojourn in Rome, Rizal prepared to return to the Philippines.